When I was 17 years old, my sleep schedule was completely messed up. I used to fall asleep watching reels and videos on my phone and then wake up at around 3 am with the lights still on. This was going on for almost 6 months before I finally decided to get my sleep back in shape. It took me more than a year. But did my brain fully recover as well? Now, listen closely, if this sounds quite similar to your current sleep routine, you should pay attention, because in this video you're gonna see how drastically your sleep impacts your brain and pretty much your health in general. After watching this video, ignoring your sleep will become very difficult. But before we get into what happens to your brain when you stop sleeping, you should have context on what sleep actually is. Yes, as obvious as it seems, sleep is actually a very complicated process that we as humans still do not fully understand till this day. Every night, if everything goes correctly, your brain goes through two main sleep stages: NREM sleep and REM sleep. In NREM sleep, or non-rapid eye movement, your body temperature drops, your muscles relax, and your heart rate slows. This is when your glymphatic system activates. What is it and how does it work? It is a pathway that clears waste from your brain while you sleep. Your brain is surrounded and protected by cerebrospinal fluid. During NREM sleep, the cells of your brain shrink by about 60%, so there is more space between them. This makes it much easier for cerebrospinal fluid to flow through and flush out toxins that accumulated while you were awake. The glymphatic system also plays a crucial role in clearing amyloid beta and tau proteins from your brain, which are deeply associated with neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's disease. During sleep, your brain clears them out, but during wakefulness, it cannot. There is at least a 90% reduction in glymphatic clearance during wakefulness compared to sleep. But now, what happens when you don't sleep at all? In October 2025, scientists at MIT published a paper in Nature Neuroscience focusing on attentional failures after sleep deprivation. When a sleep-deprived person experiences a lapse in attention, the moment where your mind just goes blank and nothing is registering, what is actually happening inside your brain at that moment? During those lapses, a wave of cerebrospinal fluid flows out of the brain. The same process that only happens during sleep is now intruding into wakefulness. Laura Lewis from MIT states, "If you don't sleep, the waves of cerebrospinal fluid start to intrude into wakefulness where normally you wouldn't see them. However, they come with an attention trade-off where attention fails during the moments that you have this wave of fluid flow. In the absence of sleep, your brain is choosing between keeping you clean and keeping you conscious and present. Unfortunately, it cannot do both at the same time." But I still haven't told you what chronic sleep deprivation does to the physical structure of your brain. The majority of your central nervous system is made up of star-shaped cells called astrocytes. One of their critical functions is to identify weak or damaged synaptic connections, which are then further removed by microglial cells. This is completely normal and healthy, and that's how your brain stays efficient. However, chronic sleep deprivation causes microglia and astrocytes to start consuming synaptic material at a dramatically elevated rate. Your brain, deprived of sleep, starts eating connections that should be preserved. What are these connections we are talking about? A synapse is a connection between two neurons, the basic building and functional units of your central nervous system. Your memory, learning, decision making, and even personality, all of this is connected to neurons. So during sleep deprivation, astrocytes and microglia are not just cleaning, but removing pieces of the brain. And this is where chronic sleep deprivation is not just about being tired. It is a problem that over years may not be reversible. During sleep, the brain shifts into a coordinated rhythm that appears to support one of its most important housekeeping functions. However, when those rhythms are disrupted, the glymphatic system cannot clear amyloid beta and tau proteins efficiently. Those proteins aggregate over years, over decades, and Alzheimer's disease is the result of that aggregation. In October 2020, neuroscientist Maiken Nedergaard, who first discovered the glymphatic system in 2012, published a major review in the journal Science. She states that the most substantial risk factor for developing dementia is age. Sleep quality decreases as a part of normal aging, insomnia is more frequent with increasing age, and total sleep duration becomes shorter and more interrupted. As the aged brain spends less time in NREM sleep, there is a potential risk of causing a massive decline in clearance of brain waste. Neurodegenerative diseases, including Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and Huntington's disease, are all associated with sleep disturbances. This proves that sleep is not a quiet and an active state. Despite how simple it seems, sleep is one of the most complex and mysterious processes known to science. But now, what about you? If your sleep is messed up, the first and most important thing is to be aware of it. After being aware, you can start making adjustments and reset your sleep schedule. Look at the potential factors and routines that are keeping you away from getting proper sleep. Is it your phone? Is it alcohol? Or is it your loud roommate? Think about it and then you can make some adjustments. For example, I've stopped using my phone and laptop at least an hour before bed. Then I had a really loud roommate in college and the earplugs weren't helping me that much, so I had to move to a completely different room, which honestly helped me a lot. But most importantly, I've picked a bedtime and wake up time that I could stick with, which creates a routine for my body. Adjusting your sleep schedule requires patience and consistency. If you stick to your routine, your body will thank you in the long term. Proper sleep will completely change how you function as a human being, and that's why you shouldn't ignore it. Stay strong and take care.